The hero archetype, according to Carl Jung, the universal journey of the soul. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating concepts in analytical psychology, the hero archetype, as developed by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Gustav Jung. In every culture, throughout all times, stories of heroes have captured our imagination. From Hercules to Luke Skywalker, from Arjuna to Mulan, these narratives seem to touch something deep within our psyche. Jung discovered this was no coincidence. The hero represents a universal pattern of human experience, an archetype that dwells in what he called the collective unconscious. In this video, we will explore 5 topics. 1. Who Carl Jung was and his theory of archetypes. 2. What the hero archetype is and how it manifests. 3. The stages of the hero's journey from a Jungian perspective. 4. How the hero archetype influences our personal lives. 5. The relevance of the hero for our psychological and spiritual development. Part 1. Jung and the archetypes. Before we dive into the hero archetype, let's understand who Jung was and what archetypes are. Carl Gustav Jung was born in Switzerland in 1875 and passed away in 1961. Initially a disciple of Freud, Jung eventually broke away from his mentor to develop his own school of thought, analytical psychology. While Freud focused on the personal unconscious and sexual repression, Jung expanded this view to include what he called the collective unconscious, a deeper layer of the psyche containing memories and patterns shared by all of humanity. Within this collective unconscious, Jung identified archetypes, primordial forms or images that appear in myths, dreams, and cultural expressions around the world. They are like empty molds that each culture and individual fills with their own content while retaining a basic structure. Among the main archetypes described by Jung are the persona, our social mask, the shadow, repressed aspects, the anima, animus, opposite sex elements in our psyche, the self, psychic wholeness, and of course, the hero, which is our focus today. Part 2. The hero archetype. But what exactly is the hero archetype in Jungian terms? To Jung, the hero represents the quest of consciousness to establish and strengthen itself. It is the symbol of the ego's journey toward individuation, the process through which we become integrated and whole individuals. It represents the struggle for self-affirmation. It symbolizes the search for identity and purpose. It faces challenges and overcomes obstacles. It transforms through trials. It integrates aspects of the shadow. It transcends limitations. The hero is not just a character in stories. It is a symbolic representation of the development of human consciousness. Jung observed that this archetype appears consistently in dreams during periods of transition and personal growth. The hero may manifest as a warrior, healer, explorer, rebel, or sage, but in all these forms, it represents the courage to face the unknown and be transformed in the process. According to Joseph Campbell, a follower of Jungian ideas, the hero is the one who consciously gives their life for something greater than themselves. Jung noted that the hero archetype is especially important in the first half of life, when we are establishing our identity and place in the world. It is the archetype that gives us the courage to break away from our family of origin and embark on our own journey. Part 3. The Hero's Journey According to Jung. The hero's journey follows a recognizable pattern that Jung identified in myths and dreams across the world. Let's explore the key stages of this journey from the Jungian perspective, the call and separation. The journey begins with a call, often a crisis, dream, or intuition that disrupts the current balance. For Jung, this represents the moment when the unconscious calls the conscious mind to undergo necessary transformation. In this phase, the hero must separate from the familiar and safe world, symbolizing the need to leave behind limiting beliefs and behavioral patterns that no longer serve our growth. Descent into the unconscious. Jung placed special importance on the descent, the confrontation with the unconscious, especially the shadow. This is the phase where a hero faces monsters, dragons, or dark forces. Psychologically, these monsters represent repressed aspects of ourselves, fears, traumas, and unrecognized potential. Jung believed that integrating the shadow is essential to psychic development. Initiation and transformation. After facing the shadow, the hero undergoes a symbolic death and rebirth. Jung saw this as representing personality transformation. This is where the greatest revelations occur, and the hero acquires new powers or knowledge, symbolizing expanded consciousness and integration of previously unconscious aspects. Return and integration. Finally, the hero returns to ordinary world, but transformed. For Jung, this phase represents the integration of unconscious discoveries into conscious life. The true Jungian hero does not conquer only for themselves, but brings something valuable back to the community, symbolizing how individuation makes us more capable of contributing to the collective. According to Jung, the goal of individuation is nothing less than to strip away the false self, made of personas, and to discover and experience the archetypal self. Part 4. The Hero in Our Personal Lives. How does the hero archetype manifest in our everyday lives? Jung offers us several insights. According to Jung, we are all called to be heroes in our own individuation journeys. Each major life transition, adolescence, midlife, retirement, can activate the hero archetype. Jung identified several signs that the hero archetype is active in our psyche. Recurring dreams of journeys, struggles, or transformations. Urge to break free from stagnant situations. Desire to face fears and overcome limitations. Fascination with hero stories that resonate with our situation. Synchronicities that seem to guide us in a specific direction. Jung warned, however, about the dangers of over-identification with the hero, what he called ego inflation. When we fully identify with the archetype, we may develop an unrealistic sense of invulnerability or grandiosity. The goal is not to become a hero in the egoic sense, but to integrate heroic qualities in service of the self, the organizing center of the whole psyche, which transcends and includes the ego. According to Jung, the meeting with oneself is one of the most unpleasant encounters. Jung saw the confrontation with the shadow as the ultimate heroic act, To recognize and integrate denied aspects of ourselves takes more courage than many of the external feats celebrated in our culture. Part 5. Contemporary relevance. Why does the Jungian hero archetype remain relevant today? In an era of unprecedented challenges, from climate crises to radical technological shifts, the energy of the hero is more necessary than ever. Jung believed that archetypes emerge with special force during times of collective crisis. Today, the hero archetype invites us to face our collective shadow, prejudices, consumerism, denial. Transcend narrow individualism with a broader vision. Integrate technology and humanity in a conscious way. Reconnect with nature and the body. Develop moral and ethical courage in times of relativism. Jung believed that social transformation begins with individual transformation. By embarking on our own heroic journey of individuation, we contribute to the evolution of collective consciousness. One doesn't need to be a hero to achieve extraordinary things. It's enough to be an ordinary person with determination. Conclusion. The hero archetype, as Jung understood it, is not just a narrative pattern, but a map for our psychological and spiritual journey. By recognizing the heroic call in our own lives, facing our shadows, integrating denied aspects of ourselves, and returning transformed, we participate in the very process that Jung called individuation, the realization of our unique potential. Perhaps Jung's greatest insight about the hero is that this journey is not about conquering the outer world, but about integrating the inner world. True heroism lies in having the courage to look within, face our contradictions, and emerge more whole and authentic. And you? Can you recognize the heroic call in your own life? What inner dragons do you need to face? Share your reflections and experiences with the hero archetype in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Leave a comment. Share with friends. In the next video, we'll explore another fundamental archetype in Jungian psychology, the shadow. Until then, may your journey be illuminating